Living close to us, some people typically have much greater financial security than we will ever be able to. Their luxuries will make you gasp, and you'll be astounded by their standards and taste in things. We'll get you to doubt your own existence. Indeed, we are discussing billionaires, and if you stop to think about it, there is a lot to discuss. A recent study found that the average billionaire has just 1% of his entire income and wealth in liquid assets. As a result, it won't be shocking to see merely a few $1,000s in a billionaire's bank account like Jeff Bezos. How come the money of billionaires is kept where? To learn more, watch the entire video. Let's get going. Where do the wealthy store their wealth? An incredibly innocent query. Why don't billionaires store their funds in banks as cash, as a regular person would? The reason for this is because they can become quite noticeable to the government and the authorities as a result. Why is that a terrible thing? That implies that they will be responsible for every single dollar in their bank accounts. Taxes must be paid, and they must disclose to the government where the money originated from. Also, it is crucial to remember that if you want to succeed, you must diversify your investments and preserve a portion of your funds in a different industry. Look at the total number of billionaires in the world. Do you believe Bill Gates just invested in one company? Do you honestly believe that Tesla is the only place Jeff Bezos keeps all of his money? It goes without saying that life is unpredictable, which is the only thing making Elon Musk so much money. If you have all of your money invested in only one firm, and suddenly something awful happens, and you have to suffer from a significant loss, that means all of your investments will be gone to waste. On the other hand, your chances of success are higher if you have made a number of relatively minor investments in various enterprises. How, for instance, if you decide to buy one, and eventually it suffers a significant loss? Do you anticipate anything happening to the money you invested? That's accurate. You'll completely lose it. On the other hand, if you've invested relatively lesser sums in multiple enterprises and have your finances distributed, threats like shaky business, shifting currency value, then mishaps would be very less severe in real life. First of all, is it even unexpected that they put their money in a bank? Their bank is very different from ours, but they do keep their money there. Consider the possibility that you have a few thousand extra or maybe $1 million in your bank account. On the other hand, despite the fact that we stated that the average billionaire only keeps 1% of his profits in the form of liquid assets, this still means that their bank account is as full as it can be without drawing unwanted or unwarranted attention. That might hold them liable for every single dollar they possess. Because of this, banks offer unique services designed to cater to and please their incredibly wealthy and valued clients. For their wealthy clients who also have a mind-blowing net worth, for instance, they have a private wealth section. H and W clients are the names of these customers. These high net worth clients transact in millions, thus they need extra protection and privacy to protect themselves. And unfavorable publicity. There are some little advantages to being a high net worth client. They may not care about the benefits, but for us commoners, they are quite important. For instance, if you are a high net worth client who needs a private wealth division, you will obviously have a cashier, a manager to handle your issues, and some other fun extras. For instance, you won't be responsible for paying for wire transfers or cashier's checks. Now, this might not sound all that appealing to a billionaire, but for those of us who aren't obscenely wealthy, these minor advantages appear wonderful and alluring. Hence, the bank may be a nice place for millionaires to keep their money, but there is a limit to how much you may deposit in your account. Not to draw any unneeded attention, the bank may not always be the greatest place for you to store your money if you frequently add and withdraw big sums, because this may raise suspicion and may result in legal problems for you. What else would work well as a substitute then? To help us better comprehend everything, let's look at a few billionaires and how they manage their finances. Who should we discuss with Jeff Bezos? Who is Jeff Bezos? That strikes me as an excellent beginning. Which do you believe? Where does the man store his cash? Unavailable in his bank account? Well, not completely. The man is undoubtedly among the world's wealthiest people, but he also keeps a fairly regular and respectable amount in his bank account. How can he keep a few $1,000s in his bank account while holding the title of richest man on earth? He made investments in a variety of industries and constantly pushing himself. For instance, everyone is aware of how popular the Business Insider website is because the business tycoon has a 3% share in it. Be prepared to find Business Insider in your suggestions and search results, no matter what you try to Google. This well-known website covers news in the areas of strategy, media, healthcare, and financial markets, as well as global technology. Such a tale. The Business Insider reports on everything, and one of the richest individuals on the planet also owns 3% of the company. Jeff Bezos is a significant and influential shareholder in Unity Biotech, in addition to Business Insider. Unification Biotech is a well-known and creative research company that specializes in creating anti-aging medications for those who are unaware. Combating aging communities and the development of the human body are the focus of its research and treatment fields. Some have even suggested that Bezos may be investing in the company because he wants to become even more immortal because he is a significant shareholder. As the oldest man in the world, what would you like to leave as your legacy? Whatever it is, it's not as shocking as the news that Jeff Bezos has stock in a very entertaining and unexpectedly comforting company. Can you come up with it? Let me lend you a hand then. I want to take a long, lavish bath whenever you're worn out after a long day. Why are you attempting to indulge yourself the most? What do you look for initially when searching? That's correct, fancy candles. An honorable mention is one of the richest guys on the planet. Of a glass infant, the person doesn't produce candles. Instead, he prepares the beautiful miniature glasses for the poured and cooled candle waxes. And how can we forget Jeff Bezos' $112 million heirloom, given that it is also controlled by him? You see, even though the man's bank accountant may have a few $1,000s, that does not imply that he is not extremely wealthy. In addition to funding various research projects with the goal of delaying aging and advancing youth, I also own a lot of heirlooms. Also, Jeff Bezos holds a sizable amount of Uber stock. Although Uber has a high market value, we must not forget the $37 million Jeff Bezos invested, which will continue to pay out for him long after he passes away. Sure, his kids can survive on that. Gates, Bill. Let's discuss about the following brilliant and affluent billionaire. Yes, Bill Gates is the subject of our discussion. Some billionaires personally invest in business and research under their own names, which is a small distinction between Bill Gates and them. But through his Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates makes investments in businesses engaged in business research, as well as other things. The fact that Gates isn't particularly sophisticated is now widely known, and adores being a typical guy, but nobody can deny the gasps and drooling. When people learned about his stakes in Berkshire Hathaway, which were worth $500,000, they were shocked. It goes without saying that this investment was incredibly unexpected and amazing, but Bill Gates' next significant investment may surprise you. He made a stake in the garbage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the green trucks you may see driving through your neighborhood in the morning or the evening are connected to power in some way to one of the wealthiest people on the planet. Clean energy is produced. Because it earns money every day, it will spread to every part of the world that requires it. Really speaking, it was about this investment, which, although it may sound a little strange, is incredibly outstanding. People can invest in services that are more accessible to the average person rather than extravagant goods that are out of the price range of the average person with a 9-to-5 job. Also, it will be more successful if it is approachable and a regular part of your everyday routine. William Gates broke this code and amassed $18.6 million worth of shares in the company that makes garbage removal trucks. Saying that Bill Gates' choice was poor would be inaccurate given the company's total market worth of around $2.1 billion. Is completely incorrect. Our next billionaire, Mark Zuckerberg, who doesn't believe in leaving his money in the bank and who is rather creative with regard to managing his funds, is none other than Mark Zuckerberg. No matter how much the trolls make fun of the Facebook creator, the fact still stands. His net worth is $116.1 billion. However, where does he store his? It seems that the Facebook god enjoys making investments in real estate or property. Everyone is aware of the real estate market's occasional volatility. Even still, purchasing real estate is always a good idea, particularly if you are generating as much money as Mark Zuckerberg and want to avoid being discovered by the authorities, receiving undue attention, or paying taxes. A $100 million property is owned by Zuckerberg. Additionally, a $59 million lakeside property. This man's financial bliss continues since he has invested in real estate across the entire country. Silicon Valley happens to be one of his preferred areas for real estate investment, along with Maui and Lake Tahoe, and it's not like Mark Zuckerberg is the only billionaire who enjoys real estate investment. In contrast to Bill Gates, who is renowned for making carefree and relaxed decisions, investing in real estate is a passion of Jeff Bezos as well. He is afterwards the 25th largest landowner in the world. So billionaires tried their best to retain their money in dispersed forms in addition to investing it in various enterprises, real estate properties, and projects. So it is tougher to discover or experience a loss that might send you bankrupt. That's all there is to the video for today, guys. The topic of where millionaires keep their money was discussed today. And the truth is that the answer is everywhere. Don't forget to subscribe Luxe Mindset. Until we'll meet again in the next video.